Well, alrighty then, let's get right into it. Howdy, y'all. Happy Monday. Happy Memorial Day in the U.S. Lot to go over for this one. Got a true Mo moment happening. A little bit of hard carrot. And of course, dem blunderbolts. Very exciting race. Another one of these close matchups. Definitely was not a runaway, although it did become a runaway in the end. Don't think I'm gonna get that 10-second win bingo spot. But we might have gotten some other bingo spots, hopefully. Please. And we're gonna look over how these teams stand now that the first half of the season is done. 5 races down, 5 to go. And it's not looking so hot for some of these teams. I'd say about... I'm bad at math. Definitely more than half stand no chance. It's really only a handful of teams that can stay competitive. There is no break, so we're hopping right into Season 6 this Friday. But Season 6, Race 6. But we're on Race 5 right now. Tumult Turnpike. Not a whole lot of tumult to go around, and that is not a reference to the fact that Tumult was not in this, nor the fact that Clutter acted like they weren't in this, because the Balls of Chaos are chaotic at their home track, and part of their chaos is, for whatever reason, they're just very bad at M1. So, yeah, got some Blue Eye Redemption, question mark? Definitely gotta get into that. But we are rolling. You ready? Rolling. Not just rolling. We are rolling. That's how rolling we are. Unless you're on the Thunderbolts. In that case, you are some cube shapes. Cube shape for the Thunderbolts. Loving this. Can I buy this? Hold on. Look at... I don't think this has been talked enough. People have been noticing this, right? This has not been talked about enough. This giant logo. This thing's huge. We get it in the backdrop. We get a sense of scale for it. It looks like he checks the starting grid structure. Blink and you'll miss him. That's our Raldo clue. Do not know why everything was red. Thought something was wrong with the picture. Maybe something ended up with the, veneer on it. Sometimes Premiere likes to throw some funky artifact compressions. I thought this was just a compression glitch. This was just chaos. They just put the red tint over everything. Because that's just how the Balls of Chaos do. That is your starting lineup. And this is a pretty familiar looking thing. Just no hope. Honestly, if you're in the top 10, these are the teams that have a chance. Bottom half, not so much. Although Ecto from Team Plasma was down there. And they're still doing pretty alright. But Chocolatiers, Razzies, Bolts, Wolfpack. There's a marble stuck in that logo. Did they crucify that marble? Yes. Yes, they did. I feel like I should be talking about stuff. We got the track layout and the functions of everything from the qualifiers. Not a whole lot of shocks for what the track looks like because we know what the track looks like. Balls of Chaos. The Balls of Chaos fans are here because it's a home track. They know that their home team is not going to do well. They're here for the chaos, not because their team is good. Because let's be completely honest, their team is trash. Yes, there we go. Royal. ROYAL. 8 L's. Does look like. Can't really stare at the screen too long. Yeah, that is 8 L's for Royal. Although, contrary to popular belief, Royal does not have an L. Because Royal, for whatever reason, can't seem to take the L. And we're definitely going to get into that. Yeah, so here we are with this giant, huge... I want this. Ain't no way Balls of Chaos are going to host a Marble League. Ain't no way. And ain't no way this is showing up in MMX. Can I buy this? Actually, no, that's a question. I don't want to give them a choice. Let me buy this, JMR. I can pay for shipping and handling. I have the made prim. Although I didn't have to pay for shipping and handling on that. Thank you, Dakumos. But I can pay for shipping and handling on this because this is beautiful. And let this be a testament. Let this be proof that I said a good thing about the Balls of Chaos. Even if it is the giant, I guess, poster, the giant billboard of their logo in their chaotic and crazy and chaotic track that they, let's be real here, sucked at. But no, I liked it. No idea where Raldo's gonna be. They said he's at the starting gate, allegedly. Checking out the starting gate? No idea. No idea. Yeah, 8 L's, that's the amount of L. That's the number of L's that the Thunderbolts are gonna take. Most definitely. So right off the gate, that, like, literally right out the gate, that splash. Everyone was talking about inside line. But what Arab was doing this race, and if you haven't seen this race, go watch it, because it's going to take me an hour to get to the end of this. You've seen these streams before. What Arab did was take the outside lines. So maybe there's something to do with that. Maybe Arab just built different. Oh, I need Grog Woods off the start. I need so many things happening. 20 marbles, that's a lot to keep track of.
And we're rolling. A move to the left. Origin, man.
Look how many marbles are getting absolutely donked over. We're 1 second in. We're 1 second in. And this is basically what determines it. And that is the chaos that this track wants. This is the chaos that we get. Everyone colliding off of this. Swifties in that mix. Ecto, no hope. That's Bumble there. Think that's Fenrir and that's Chalk.
Left. Origin manages to cover the...
Yeah, so no hope. If you're one of these marbles, except for Royal. Because Royal built different. He got that body built by Taco Bell. Royal is just a different racer.
They'll come crashing into that right-hander. Through the banking for the first time. It's Origin coming into that chicane.
People are saying look at Starry's first lap. Definitely gonna look at that. But all the predictions on what was going on Marble Base, I think, Cobalt Possum, I'm pretty sure you said a good day is a Cobalt's Momo primary podium, and that's exactly what happened. Spoiler alert, no spoilers, it's been 2 days. But someone also said whoever's winning the first lap is winning the race. Whoever leads outside the first lap
for the first time. It's Origin
is winning the race.
Chicane. Oh, but a great
and I was sweating those 2 turns. This whole weekend, I was sweating this section just because I'm getting flashbacks to how donked Origin had got at that turn season 1, dropping 8 spots in just this corner. Bounce off of here, get donked. Bounce off of here, get donked. This one didn't get too donked, but didn't take the best angle, and that allowed Momo just to sneak by beautifully, wonderfully, expertly, not losing a whole lot of momentum. And for this field, not a lot of separation in the back of the pack. Whole lot of moving and shaking in the front of the pack. Kind of like what I said the last couple of races. No, not what I said the last couple of races. The last couple of races, it came down to the wire. This one was solidly a battle for second. Unfortunately, for me being a biased O-Rangers fan, although I am the #1 Pinkies stan, always have been, always will be, did not work in favor of Origin, though still got 3 points. 4 poles, still got however many points from wherever they finished. Thank you, camera marbles. And again, maybe this is just the chaos in the local camera crew that they have there, because this is a nice aerial of the bank turn. You can see the huge lead, mind you, huge lead of what Momo has compared to the rest of the field, compared to Origin, and then Arup, Iceberg, okay, Arup, and then Misty back there as well. Huge lead, and then the sort of bunch up. But we don't need this. We don't need it for this long, because, well, this straggler, Ecto, so sorry, better luck next time. Everyone is running into that one turn, that one S-curve, we'll call it. That S-curve where Origin has been donked time and time again. Who's to say that someone's not dropping 13 spots at that S-curve, and we don't see it because we're looking at a now empty bank turn? Some of these camera angles and these camera holds have been very questionable, to say the least. I'm just now noticing they have a second Balls of Chaos giant poster, giant marble up in the stands. So they got 2 of them. This one, I don't know, appears slightly smaller. But maybe they are the same size. That is a 16mm marble for scale. So they have 2 of them. JMR has 2 of them. Get me one. You know that they probably went to a Kinko's or something, and it's cheaper to do batches in bulk than just one or two. That's how Dekumos ended up with so many made prims, because it was cheaper to get a dozen, even though he just wanted one. So he just started handing them out to anyone who wanted one, and I wanted one. So you know that there's probably at least 12 right here, you know, of these balls. Okay, I want one. That'll be nice, hanging up next to my Rangers poster, up next to my made prim, up next to some of these Ducky stickers that I still need to put up. But yeah, that's all to see in this angle. It is just this and an empty bank curve. Someone's saying that they're not. They don't like. They think the accelerators are necessary. I love the accelerator. The accelerator. What was it? Season 2. It was first brought. Or was it season 3? Whenever it was first brought in, the positioning was very questionable. It was at points in a certain track that you didn't really need the acceleration. I'm loving the placement of the accelerator this time around. I hope we start seeing it. Well, I don't want every single race to have it, but I am loving how many tracks are utilizing it and using it well. So I'm about it. I'm just not about the camera angle staying on it for this long. See, now we get the curve a little early, or a little later on, rather. And I'm liking this camera work. We get to see Ecto Donk Fenrir right here. That's fun. And then it cuts to the other straightaway. Momo with an absolute lead. That was basically it. I don't think they get past. When does... we can't really say wire to wire, though. Because Origin was there for a good moment. For about half of the track. This is a 20-second track. They were there 15 seconds. So that... We can't really call that wire to wire, unfortunately. But we can call this a dominant performance by Momo. One of the elite moments. And that was a good pass by Misty just there. Man. That was an amazing pass by Misty, who got donked at the end. So look at this. Going into the S curve. There's Mallard. Damn. How'd Mallard get up there so fast? Okay. Okay, so right here, we have Arep scooching past Mallard. But then Orangey goes, no, you're not passing me. Bonks him back into Mallard. And Misty just kind of splits the difference between them. Gets that overtake. But Arep built different on the hard carrot, because Lord knows Rima not doing too well thus far. So needing a good spot. Of course, Orangin still up in the second spot with fastest lap. And then we'll see Blue Eye, wherever Blue Eye is, coming out of nowhere, even though they're in 15th. Look, there's Hart, and there's... wherever Clutter is. No, I think they moved up a bit. But everyone was expecting Blue Eye to be Blue Eye, you know? 'Cause where'd they start out? I should do more prep on these. I'm pulling up everything right now. Yeah, Blue Eye started 8th. So that they dropped to 5th. I guess they realized how to race. They finally learned how to get good, although for a good portion of this race, they were the typical Blue Eye that we've seen. And it makes sense that you can't be that bad forever, but then again, the Thunderbolts, right? Everyone made comments about the switch to Blue Eye from Yellow Eye. Why make that decision? And even still, it does not look to be paying off in the Crazy Cat's Eye's favor. But if Red Eye can carry, and if Blue Eye can get an okay showing, remember, Blue Eye, one of only 2 competitors out of a field of 40 to have 0 points. 0. So congrats to Blue Eye. Let's give them. Give him a round of applause. Got points! Finally. The only one left, I believe, is Thunder. Because Bolt somehow got fastest lap earlier in the season. There was a yellow flag that was from the Thunderbolts, I do believe, but we don't get to see it because that happened at that S-curve, okay? And we're watching this bank turn. So it's stuff like this. We're missing out on some action, some excitement in the form of the Thunderbolts finding a new way to be bad. And we don't get to see it. Yeah, so it had already cleared. It is a yellow flag already cleared by the time the camera angle changes. Momo with the fastest lap off of that one wouldn't stay that way somehow. What is it with these teams and racers who have been nowhere all season, from teams who have been nowhere all season, no shot in the universe, honestly, truthfully, of winning Marbula 1 Season 4, getting fastest lap? What is it? Seen it from Tumult, seen it from Clutter. We get it from Razzie, of all teams, of all racers. One of the slowest teams out there. A 29-point weekend with just 5 races left sounds like a far-fetched fever dream. It really does. It sounds impossible now just because some of these outliers come away with it. Of course, Momo not being one of those outliers. Momo being elite. But it just... It is just so odd. It is just incredibly odd. Definitely should have put yellow flags down on my bingo instead of red flags. Although, of course, 5 races left. Anything can happen. Hopefully, 2 red flags can happen in that. Here's a iceberg with a bonk of mallard. Yeah, right there. And of course, Swifty there because they can't get... They keep getting away with it. I believe... Who was it? And again, I have all these things pinned, bookmarked. Like, oh, that's a nice thing to come back to. I should come back to that. Oh, I have a pin of me making out with a Prim sticker. I uploaded that GIF to Tenor, so if you're on TikTok, or not TikTok, if you're on Twitter or Discord, you can just search Yella's Marble Runs in the GIFs and find me making out with the Prim sticker, because, like, why not, you know? I think it's the Savage Speeders have not missed out on a Q2 in qualifying. They keep getting away with it. And, like, they got the name Speed. They got the word speed in their name. Of course, working the inside lines. Arab was getting it done with the outside lines. So, I think Tumult Turnpike, maybe that's a chaos. You have to play some 4D chess. It's not you against the racers, it's you against the track. Because what would work at some of these other races, race tracks, doesn't seem to work here. These inside line versus outside lines. Arab working to close the gap on Momo. So, not the runaway we expected, although not a whole lot of lead changes up until this, at this point. Although, not making it too comfy cozy. And then Royal, of course. Love to see when that overtake happened, although there's that overtake in a spot where we cannot see it. They beat them to the belt. And then it just kind of goes down from there for Origin, headed into the back half of this race. Although they did maintain 5th like they were on Team Galactic, which I'm okay with. That's a nice point haul for the event. Better than 0. Clementin. And then Bolt dropping. Plasma dropping, unfortunately. Shimmer dropping. That's a team we didn't really expect to see do that poorly at a race. Of course, they haven't any given Saturday, right? Yeah, and now this camera work is just getting questionable, because when we get to this angle here on the straightaway, okay, so we have Momo and Arup already on the belt, and we have Ecto and Shimmer coming around the bend, right? And then we get this whole mid-pack, right? Icebergs, there's Pinky Panther, there's Heart. There's Blue Eye. Trying to work their way up. And we see Clutter set fastest lap somehow. It's chaos. It's home field advantage, I guess. Not necessarily the host curse up in 6th. We had the unhost curse as a bingo. Should have had the host curse. Would have gotten that a couple of times. Easily at O Raceway. But I'm over it, you know. I'm still not over it. But these camera angles are focusing too much on the mid-pack. Back to the point at hand. We don't care about Clutter and Misty and Swifty being in a fight for 5th if the fight for 1st is on the other side of the track. We get to this pan shot, and there's not, the race leaders are nowhere in sight. Some of these, okay, there they are. There they are. How did they get this separation like that? Momo, that's like 40 lengths back from Everett, who's 40 lengths back from Royal. How did this happen? The world will never know unless we get some of that B-roll footage. They can make that a Patreon exclusive easily. Hey, we have the entirety of this race from the entirety of all these angles. Put it up as Patreon exclusive content. People will eat that up because we need to see how this gap from first to third happened. Because we were too focused. I guess this one camera angle was too focused on the mid pack. So there we go, coming up the belt. Swifty up there with Origin now. Same with Misty. Very tight battle for at least the top 5. Ooh, there's some spronking going on. Let's get Grog Woods. Been too long since Grog. It's only been, what, 10 minutes? Need our healthy fix of Grog Woods.
Back and forth with Clutter.
Yeah, okay, so we have Mallard, Bonk, and Clutter getting past Heart, and then Pinky Panther is getting bonked by Blue Eye. So I need to pay attention to Blue Eye more. We're turning Grog off for a bit. Because Blue Eye was down in 15th.
11th. Oh, look, 800ths of a second up front between Momo and Era. We get a new fastest lap, and it's Clutter, 20.91.
And they're going to shoot up.
The crowd is happy about that, and they should be. 18.
A whole lot of spots. Okay, so where does this happen?
The crowd is happy about that, and they should be. 18.
I guess just off the belt.
Up to 5th right now. Clutter is trying to knock on the door of the top 5 and maybe a podium, but Clutter drops back 2, 3 positions, 4 positions now.
There's Blue Eye.
Well, when chaos is in your name, I suppose the
So that is just a tight battle for mid.
Clutter is trying to knock on the door of the top 5 and maybe a podium, but Clutter drops back 2, 3 positions, 4
And that's really the story. I forget what bonk I was talking about. I forgot what Grog Woods moment I tried to have.
When chaos is in your name, I suppose the...
But Blue Eye was nowhere. Started 8th, down to 15th, now back in 8th. Good entry on the belt just behind Pinky Panther. Right, here we are. Right, so that's the battle. So now Blue Eye's gonna get a nice jump on this belt. Getting past Pinky Panther. This is the Grog Woods moment I wanted. It's all coming full circle. It's all coming together. So, Blue Eye
fall and gets mired back and forth.
Not saying it's an elite day.
Meanwhile, up.
So Pinky Panther succumbing to the same sort of donkage that Origin had happened to them way back in season 1 at the same S-curve. Everyone bonking everybody. Mallard bonking Clutter, Clutter bonking Heart, Mallard bonking Heart.
Front there, Momo and
Clutter
Era.
bonking Mallard.
Royal is also
past
trying to get
them.
in the mix, but is well back.
Outside lane. Now look at this 5 marble bunch up. It's only for like 8th place, 9th place. But that's that kind of thing we miss in all of the chaos and confusion of a chaotic and confusing race. So Blue Eye finally having an okay race. They got points. That's more than the Thunderbolts can say, who are now, and we'll get to this later, a cool 0.2 points per race through the first half of season 4. Let's hope that trend continues. Let's see if they can beat the Jungle Jumpers record for sheer ineptitude. This is an angle they liked for some reason. This is the curve where everything goes wrong for a lot of marbles, and we don't see it. This is the third one, right? So you got one on the grandstand, You got one on the pit lane, and you have one tucked underneath the grandstand. That's 3 of them. That's 3 of them. JMR, send me one. I can pay for shipping and handling. Please. I can wait a month. It took a month for Made Prim to ship. I can wait. Oh, yeah, so there you go. Oh, yeah. So we have the race leaders. Everyone fighting for a podium spot. Misty's there. Royal looking very sharp, mind you. Very sharp. Origin still working their way back. Pinky Panther, Swifty, and Blue Eye. And then all the marbles that ain't gonna have a shot. And then, oh yeah, we have some racers who are actually racing. So the battle for the mid, look, they're already on the second lap. Not the second lap. They're already on the next lap. And we're back here. I mean, there's Shimmer. Ooh-wee. Shimmer just getting donked. They got donked on the, Oh, man, that move. Oh, hold on. Let me finish this thought. Shimmer got donked going on the belt. I think they just kept getting donked too much. So, rep, that outside lane could have worked. But they donked themselves too hard on that wall. Momo's like, nah, I'm going to take the lead back. But this was a very contested, and that nice shove on that corner. Ooh, little stiff arm, and that let Royal close the gap between Rip. And then, of course, Missy there. Orange in there. Blue Eye still there. Clutter resets fastest lap. Because, of course. What else? Why not? Just be faster than your previous time, which was the other fastest lap, when you're nowhere. But you get fastest lap because it's home field advantage, I guess. Didn't work out for Clementon that one time. God, and then the back of the pack. This is just sad. Razzie, Fenrir, Bolton, Shimmer. I don't understand Shimmer. I do understand the back of everything else. Because this is just an absolutely terrible performance. Through 5 races, 1 half done. Halfway to go. So, barring a miracle, which is not going to happen, okay? Thunderbolts will need 5 straight golds to even have a chance to win this season. They are on the precipice of worst PPE ever. They're holding on to it. Point 2. The current record is .75, held by the Jungle Jumpers, which is a note. It's a whole section in this roast video that I'm gonna be working on after this. There it is. This is what a Jungle Jumpers roast video looks like, bare bones. I've gotten through 4 years. Got 2017, got 18, got 19, got 20, 21. So we're getting there. But there's just so much to talk about with the Jungle Jumpers. If the Thunderbolts beat that record, because again, 1.5 races, There's 29 points up for grabs any weekend. It'll take a miracle for them to even get more than 9 points. I suppose all they need... Let me do some quick math. All they need is 7 more points. And that would be 0.8 points a race. That's bad. Like... saying you're better than the worst ever is not a flex. So, I guess I can put a poll up now. Need phrases though. Should the Bolts be invited back for Marbula 1 Season 5? And that's just going to be yes or no. And I wish I can vote on my own poll because I just want to say no. Hell no. We have a yes. Wow. Wow, a whole lot of yeses. Even though it is just 13 viewers votes thus far. Definitely a lot of surely not, probably not. Comic relief. I definitely do not want the Bolts back because it's not just this year. It's every year. It's every time they stop on a track, something awful happens. Okay? It's not just recency bias. It's all the time bias. That the Thunderbolts are just absolutely crapping the bed on this. So, they need 7 more points to at least beat the Jungle Jumpers record. I don't think they'll get it. I don't think they'll get 7 points. They'll be lucky to get 1 more point. Have a... No, that'd still be... That'd still be a 0.2 PPE. Yeah. Because 1 divided by 5 is the same as 2 divided by 10. So, they'll need at least 2 more points. And they'll be lucky to get that. I really hope that Thunder does not get a single point because that's just how my bingo's going. I need some more bingo stuff to help my case. Now, Arab already with a huge lead. Okay? Not Arab. Momo. Momo's getting... Arab's getting there. So here's the belt. Huge lead coming up the belt, which we don't see because we get all of these slow pokes. And I'm not sure where Raldo was. Maybe they're holding on to these camera angles to show you Raldo. I have no idea where Raldo is. All right, so here we got Momo. Okay, give him about 30 lengths. Not paces. 30 lengths back, and then just GG out of that accelerator, out of that bank turn, navigating that well. Royal making a move. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful conservation of momentum. Eric can't stay off the walls. Royal's just going, ooh, gonna school try past you, grab some ranch. And then this just becomes a battle for second because in the penultimate, although I don't believe Greg said penultimate, unfortunately, because this is the penultimate lap. Momo just has that huge a lead, but the battle for everything other than first is tightening up, and then Razzie somehow, some way takes fastest lap, even though I don't think they're that fast. Although they did have a nice acceleration out of that accelerator. But I'm not understanding some of these camera angles. Because we have Momo. And we're just gonna watch this again because Momo, absolutely elite. Look, nobody around him. Because that's not Momo. That's Arab and Royal. No, that's Momo. Okay, I just caught him in a different, a really weird frame. Okay, so they're going round the bend. Royally. Okay, I caught him in a frame like this. Where there's a bit, look, that's Royal again, that's Arab again. Look, Fenrir Bolt just came off the belt. And then Momo's about to finish the lap. Where are they when they hit the accelerator? Okay, so here's Fenrir hitting the accelerator. There's Momo. Like, come on. Thought this was gonna be the one where Blue Eye gets lapped. Unfortunately, didn't happen. Blue Eye realized that it was possible to finish in the front half of the pack. And then, again, don't understand this. Momo on the belts. Momo's on the final lap. But we get everyone else. We get everyone else. I don't care about how far, like, they didn't even wait for Fenrir. They held this camera angle just to make fun of Fenrir. Is there a marble in that logo? Or is it just a nice printout gives the illusion that there is? Because from this angle, that looks pretty flat. I don't know about the three others, because Yella, you got 3 of them. You know they got 12 of them in a warehouse somewhere, and the Ball of Chaos ain't going to use that many. I need one. I need 5, but I'll settle for 1. Yeah, okay, so here we go. Momo on the belt, on the final lap. Okay, this is a runaway. Absolute Mo moment. Royal and Arab still duking it out. And then I guess, you know, some of the mid-pack can still clutch a top 5, maybe a podium if something happens. But we don't know because we're not seeing that. We're watching all of these scrubs come past the line while everyone else is fighting for their last couple of lead changes, for their position changes. We get and then we don't get it. We barely get to see Fenrir. And then it cuts back to Arab and Royal hitting the accelerator on this bank turn. And Momo not even in the picture, like all the way down there. Coming across the line. And now the best thing that happens to Orangin and Blue Eye, the worst thing that happens to Misty, is Misty is going to get passed on this very last turn. But we don't see it because the graphics here. Watch right here. It's transparent. I'm not sure. The race, you definitely couldn't see it. So Momo here. We got Arab. What? We gotta have some Grog Woods. Grog Woods on this final turn. almost turned the volume all the way up. That would have been horrible. That would have been arguably too much grog.
Challenge to the leader, but who will come
Look at this.
second?
We got Momo across the line.
Holding the line comes across
Look at that.
in second place.
Did you see it? We go in frame by frame. Momo. Congrats, Momo, on that. Huge victory. Team Momo needed that. Hard carrot mode initiated. Wasn't too good their last performance. Now they're getting it together. Okay, huge medal. Huge weekend for them. Jumping them up in the standings. Jump like 20 spots in the individual standings. Royal is the GOAT. Okay? 4 straight medals in 4 straight appearances. Cannot be stressed enough. It is a shame that we only get to see Royal for 2 races in the back half of the season. If I were Coach Sapphire, which I'm not, but if I were, I'd put Royal in every race. Because they're the GOAT. 4 medals in 4 straight appearances, including 3 straight golds. It was Mirage. Was it Mirage Mountain? Or was it Misty Mountain? They won something season 3, and then they won their first 2 races of the season this year. Absolutely incredible, gets a bronze. But we're concerned about Misty, Blue Eye, and Origin. Because yes, your eyes do not deceive you. That is Blue Eye in the top 5. They realized that they could race. And maybe this is their breakout. Maybe this is to prove haters wrong. Maybe their first couple of showings, it was just, rookie mistakes, rookie slump. Couldn't get everything together. Now, because they have Red Eye, who is one of the best to do it, although Red Eye not having the best season. But under that sort of tutelage, oh, I got my Discord volume on. How about that? Should mute that. But the fact that Yellow Eye does have, or Blue Eye does have the other teammates and the coaching to lean on, just putting it in practice, being a rookie in Marbula 1, bit harder again. Why make that move in the first place? World will never know. Although I think there was a memo released that explained the situation. But job well done by Blue Eye. And it's this overtake at the very end. We have Misty going up on the embankment. They went up on the embankment. Whole lot of momentum. That is a longer path to take because this is just a part of a circle, and this track is longer than this track. So they're taking longer, and also centripetal force because they're on a smaller circle than Misty, Blue Eye, and Yellow Eye are, or Blue Eye and Origin are. Blue Eye and Origin are on a smaller circle than Misty, so they're actually going faster, and they stay off of this embankment, or whatever this is called. So Misty losing momentum. Orange and Blue Eye maintaining their momentum. There's Blue Eye passing Misty in the graphic. And then Clementon, or not Clementon. Sheesh. Full of these Freudian slips today. We have Blue Eye passing Misty, and we have Orange and passing Misty at the line, at that final curve. And the same thing happens with Swifty and... No. Oh, Swifty, way back there. Clutter and Pinky Panther. Same thing happening up here. Clutter taking that chicane... Not chicane. Embankment. Or whatever this is called. I'm calling it embankment. If someone gives me a better word, I'll use that better word. But for right now... Embankment. Pinky Panther staying on the track. Getting past Clutter at the...
Second place.
Oh, and
in
there's...
front of Royal.
Grog.
Momo. Wins
Alright, Pinky Panther, very last lap. Because why not?
at Tumult Turnpike. Pinky Panther gets fastest lap.
Oh, and then Fenrir right at the line. Right at the line. Curb. We're calling him curb. Attenuator. I don't have enough money for that $10 word. Calling it curb. That's a nice one. Got Bolt. Okay, so we have Pinky Panther taking fastest lap. Right at the very last lap.
Tumult Turnpike.
And then we have...
Pinky.
Look at this. So, you don't get any points if you're in the bottom 5, so it's not really a choke. But you're still choking this if you're Bolt. You're in 18th, okay? All you have to do is say face. You're in 18th. All you have to do is say face if you're Bolt. Literally one last turn. And you just go careening. This is a turn. Chalk knows the what's up. Curving with the curve. But Bolt just goes straight up on the curb. Whole lot of momentum loss. Chalk skirts free. And then Fenrir keeping that momentum on that curve, absolutely clutches it. And again, it's just to save face. Fenrir was in last for a good portion of this race. Really for about half of the race. Until literally the last inch. All Bolt had to do was go an inch. Couldn't even do that. If this was for first, this would have been insane. But it's for last, so all we can do is laugh at the Thunderbolts.
Just laugh on
because the Bolts deserve it. That's just how it is. If you're the Thunderbolts, lot more nays than yays on should the Thunderbolts be invited back, and I'll agree with the nays because the Bolts are just having a god-awful season in a sea of god-awful seasons. In what has been the worst stretches of their franchise, truly. So there we have the results. Clutter done jump 10 spots. Was an 18th, finished 8th, getting 8 points. Pinky Panther was in 14th, finished 7th. Razzie was in 20th, jumped to 13th. Bolt. Sad times. And then, of course, Royal Royal built different. That is correct. These are absolute facts. Royal starting 10th. And what'd I say? Last stream after quals, I told y'all. That Royal started 10th previously, won that race. Royal built different, ended up on that podium. Where did I put? I said Arab, Royal, and Mallard. So Mallard couldn't hold up their end of that, but I did have Arab and Royal on the podium. Of course, I did have fastest lap going to Misty. That didn't happen. Slowest lap had Blue Eye. Don't know who took slowest lap. We do have the lap by lap graphics, how it breaks down. Nope, that's saving image. I don't want to save the image. Open image in new tab. Okay, so here, beautiful resolution. I mean, these are pretty tough to do. I'm definitely not making these kinds of things because I don't have the patience nor the know-how. So this is a lap by lap breakdown on the lead, on who's leading what and where. Just about wire to wire. There were some lead changes. Of course, Origin held the lead for about a half of the lap. But then there was just a Momo moment. This is crossing the finish line lap by lap. So there are lead changes within this. But for the most part, it was a moment. Arab Absolute, Carip, and then Bolt, and then Bolt. So this is a jumbled mess, but you can see Razzie jumping up here. A lot of racers dipping down. Ecto's there. There's a Shimmer. Shimmer was there. But it doesn't tell you a whole lot. It just tells you the primo bolts. I'm down with it. But it just tells you the positions on where they finish each lap at. This one gives you the speed breakdown. So we got Momo setting the pace, and then we have the deltas on everyone else. And you can see Arab and Royal and everyone else. 2-3 seconds behind Momo. Of course, this is time behind the leaders. So this isn't really going to tell us the slowest lap. Although, basing on how down these lines go, looks like it's Fenrir with the slowest lap. Unfortunate for the Wolfpack. Unfortunate for my parlay as well. Still got Arab and Royal on the podium. Well deserved. Blue Eye just missing. Origin getting 5th with an extra 3 points for pulls. So that's a nice point haul there. Misty missing out on that good point home bridesmaid bride, you know the drill. And then Clutter almost with fastest lap. And then Pinky Panther with fastest lap somehow, some way. And then we have Bolt. Not really expecting Shining Storm and Team Plasma to get no points. Definitely expecting Chocolatiers, Wolfpack, and Thunderbolts. Definitely the above all, below all, the Thunderbolts. If you're a Thunderbolts fan, you gotta pray that they get at least 7 points in the next 5 races. Although if you're a fan of my roast, then that'll give me more fuel for the fire if they don't. Basically like this, I'll have a Jungle Jumpers roast at the end of this week. I know I said that last week, but last week, very different week. End of this week, we'll have a Jumpers roast out. And then if the Thunderbolts get the worst PPE, then it's inevitable that a Bolts roast is happening. Oh, but they got a bronze overall or something in 27 years ago with a completely different roster. Nah. If the Bolts, which they will, if the Bolts get the worst point average, if they finish scoreless, that'll help my bingo, because Bolt has one from a fastest lap, and that's it. And Thunder has none. Yeah, please, Cerulean. Please, Cerulean. Oh, that is a blessed podium. We gotta give him that. Deserve that bubbly. Save some for me and Grog's brunch time mimosas. So we're gonna get back to this. Here is the championship standings as they stand. Thunderbolts 1 point through 5 races. Come on. Blue Eye finally getting some points brings them up to 9th. Even though they got goose eggs in 3 of them races. Basically, all you gotta do is score points consistently, and you're doing fine. Plasma dropped a bunch because they got goosed in this race. Cobalt's moving back up. Hazers and Speeders, that gap looking concerning. 15 points. That can change, though. Easily in one race. We just need to pray for Speeders collapse, which if they get 7 points on a bad day, ruh-roh raggy if you're any of these other teams. Cerulean needs to kick it in gear. I think the Hazers can kick it in gear easily. Rima needs to kick it in gear because Air carry, although that is back-to-back 21 point. So maybe Primary can get back up in it. Momo and Mimo definitely getting things done. And then the Pinkies somehow, they're above the O'Rangers, which is okay. It's fine. I am the #1 Pinkies fan. Always have been, always will be. I'm not dying inside looking at this graphic. Totally not dying inside watching the Savage Speeders have a 15-point lead after a half of competition. 1 half down, 1 half to go. Totally not dying inside. And then you got the Bumblebee, Wolfpack, Blackjacks. Whole lot of teams in the mix. Decidedly not a runaway. So if you're thinking 29 points as a whole, they kind of making me do math. 29, that's 62. I believe I'm doing that math right. Yeah, 62 points. So that's good for primary to take the lead with one weekend, because you'll get the gold, have that tie and medal count. And you'll have a 29 point. Would that? I think that might not. But that's the spread. 29 points in one weekend would be good. If it's a hard carry moment, hard carrot moment, maybe Rima can kick it in gear. 29 points next week. Where are we next week? We are at Sleet Street. Ew. Alright, good luck with that. Sleet Street next week. Maybe something can happen. Maybe the speeders can drop a bit. Please, God, I beg you. Team Momo, you know what you need to do. You need to get 2 points and nothing else. Team Primary, you know what you need to do. You need to get 7 points, nothing else. Team Plasma can get 10 points. That's a bit more doable. And that could be a bounce back off of the 0 point performance. Get 10 points. So we need a team with 20 points. No, 40 points. So O-Rangers could get there. Pinkies could get there. So everyone in this mix can get 69 points next week for my bingo. So here's individual championship standings. And this is what we like to see. Royal Momo absolutely goated. And Blue Eye jumping up 20 spots. All they had to do was take however many points they got. Yeah, they got 15 points. In one race. Rollo's above the fans? Oh! Is that it? No? Is that Raldo? I don't think that's Raldo. Is that Raldo? Up there? Right there? Funky stuff. Alright, so. Point being. Royal, phenomenal. Momo, phenomenal. Blue Eye jumping up from the basement. All they had to do was get points. We already have marbles eliminated from individual championship contention. The MVM, as it were. Royal, definitely gonna carry. Definitely looking nice. Oh, look, we were looking for a team with 69 points. Royal almost has 69 points. Just by theyself. Okay? Gloated. And here we can see three teams. Three very different consistencies. We have the consistently good Swifty and Speedy. Third and fourth, respectively, in individual points. That is how the Speeders are up so high in the standings, how they're leading, how they're just getting away with it. And then we have the consistently mid. The Wolfpack, Fenrir, Sirius. 28th and 29th, respectively, 8 points. Pretty doo-doo through the first half of everything. And then we have the consistently bad, that being the Thunderbolts, that being the reason why they should never return to M1 forever and always, because they are in 39th and 40th, respectively, in the championship standings. Everyone else seems to have a bit of a spread. Cloudy and Misty doing all right. They're in, their team's in second. But other than those two teams, there's a bit of a spread in between. Who's the largest spread? I want to say it's the Cobalts, because Cerulean down here in 30th. Royal out here carrying, right? Erip and Rima, not too big of a carry. If Rima kicks it into high gear, that would be something special. Maybe boot the Savage Speeders down from championship standings. Please, God, I beg of you. Oh, God. Orangin and Clementon. Sad times. So, I believe that the bottom 5 is out of championship contention for individual points. Even if they do a firm sweep, even if Royal gets no points, they still would not be able. We can do math, right? At least I try to. So, a lot of these racers have run 3. Some of these racers only have run 2, which means they have 3 left. Racers who have raced 3 have 2 left. So that's 58 potential points for the marbles that have raced 3, have 2 left. God, imagine that going to Royal. That might. That might. Yeah, so we got 58 points if you've run 3 and have 2 races left. 87 points if you've run 2, have 3 left. So the best Bolt can do is 59 points. And that will put them in second. Yeah, okay, so that's right. We have Bolt, we have Chalk, we have Razzie, we have Fenrin, we have Clutter. I believe are the ones eliminated because they can only race in 2 more, and there's no way to catch Royal because Royal just absolutely goated with the sauce with that. Let's go to the bingo. Definitely not a photo finish. Surprisingly not a wire-to-wire race. No red flag, though we did have a yellow flag. 2 of them this weekend. Should have put that down. If you had that on your bingo, kudos to you. Did not have a host team winning. Please, God, we need a host. If Royal wins at Electron Expressway, imagine that. Can we make these predictions? I know this is a knee-jerk prediction, or totally accurate predictions. This is knee-jerk reactions. But can we have Royal 29-point weekend at Electron Expressway? That's in 3 weeks. We have Sleet Street this coming weekend, and then the return to Misty Mountain, and then Electron Expressway, and then Stardust Accelerator, and then we end things with Casino Square. But in 2 weeks, if we have Royal, that'd be elite. That'd be the most elite moment. That would be most elite moment. That'd be absolutely insane. We need to have that happen. That would mean Cerulean would race back to back. Unless they want Cerulean finishing the season for them, being the closer. I'd want Royal to be the closer at Casino Square. If I were them, I'd want Cerulean back to back. Hopefully they can get a elite moment going. But if Royal races Electron Expressway and Casino Square, that would be the championship, honestly, for the Cobalts. And if we could get a 29-point weekend. Why didn't I put that on my bingo card? Made this bingo card way too hard. And for some reason, Greg saying penultimate is a difficult spot to get. Do not understand why it didn't happen. Doing a lot of research, looking at a lot of footage to do this Jungle Jumpers roast. There was one clip, I really forget what event it was. It was back in 2017. Greg said second to last. And it just felt wrong. We have not had a pole sitter get 0 points. Came close though. No DNFs. Praying for at least 6 contenders for the final race. Don't think the Helices are coming back. I don't think a 40-second lap time is happening, and I don't think a 10-second win's happening. Haven't had a streaker yet. Kudos to stadium security, making sure that doesn't happen. Every team podiums. Is that possible? 3 events left? Or 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It is possible. It is not going to happen, but it's possible. There are 15 podium spots left. Because that's 5 times 3. And there are 13 teams who have not podiumed. But that would mean that we can only have one more repeat. We can only have one more repeat. And I don't think it's going to happen. It's possible, very unlikely. Racer earns 0 points. Thunder, it's all you. 3 races left. 3 races. And as well, a 25% chance of getting nothing. Oh, man. Marble injury hasn't happened. Kudos to Tumult Turnpike not having any landmines on it. Photo finish almost happening. We might get there. All right, this is going to be a tough bingo card to fill out. Maybe new champion we can get. Please. So, not sure what could happen. This is a very tough bingo card to get. Sad times. So, got through everything I want to talk about. Got through the hard carrot, the Mo moment, blunderbolts. Do not know where Raldo is. I think someone pointed him out right there. That does look like Raldo. Don't know where he is in the race. What was... Looks like he checks the starting grid structure. Blink and you'll miss him. Maybe that was it? Not sure where he's at. We'll call that him. Because he has been known to hide behind the graphics time and time again. Because that definitely looks like Raldo up top. Alright. We'll call that Raldo. Got through everything I want to talk about. Spent an hour and a half talking about a 10-minute video. Also, I was pretty close on the time. 17 seconds. We're getting there. Join me Friday. We'll talk about the Fleet Street qualifiers. We'll crunch some better numbers, get some more maths going, get a better line going on these races. And I will see you then. If you're stateside, happy summer. It's Memorial Day, officially starts barbecue season. Have a happy day off from school. If you're still in school, then you're most likely out of school because you get this day off. Have a great rest of your day, regardless of where you are. I will see you all Friday. And then who knows what my schedule is like. Maybe I could pop in and do another stream. Get this Jungle Jumpers video out. But until then, stay hydrated because it's getting hot out. As always, Waluigi's going to lead us out. Take care. Goodbye.